So today we're going to take a look at an alternate future of the world. This is the episode 3 of the series. I'm sorry for not making a video about this. But yeah, in our previous video, a few events happened. There was a war between Algeria and Morocco. There was another war between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And some more events like that happened in our previous video. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it so that you would have an idea of what's going on over here. Today, we're going to be covering some more events. Let's start things off with the alliance map, where I asked you guys to pick names for these two alliances which just formed. For the Middle Eastern Alliance, we're gonna be naming this the GDA, Gulf Defense Alliance. And for the North American one, we're gonna be naming this CUM, Canada, United States, Mexico, because they are the founding members. And that is it for the alliance map. Now today, a few events are gonna take place. To start things off, we can see that there is going to be a union in Africa. This union will take place over here in East Africa, where we can see that countries like Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, as well as Uganda united. And the name of this country is going to be the East African Federation. They did this because they want to strengthen their countries. Of course, inside the union, they're going to be much stronger. Over here in the east, we can see that there were ongoing tensions between Bangladesh and Myanmar. And tensions grow so much that at some point, we can see that Bangladesh declares war on Myanmar. And now let's see who wins this war. We can see that the Bangladeshis are now pushing into Myanmar, and they start to push down the coast. The military of Myanmar is unable to push these guys back because they're already in a civil war type of situation. We can see that the Bangladeshi military easily gets to the capital city of Myanmar. They take it with relative ease and they continue their push, eventually cutting off the northern parts of Myanmar, which then go ahead and surrender. This army now pushes down, and eventually, after losing a lot of cities to the Bangladeshi military, we can see that the remaining parts of Myanmar surrender as they couldn't win this war. Alright, in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of these parts of Myanmar were completely annexed by Bangladesh. A total humiliation for the Bangladeshi government. Also, their leader was overthrown. Now there is a puppet-ish government set in Myanmar which supports Bangladesh. So yeah, that happened. Countries are expanding. Every single country wants to expand. Another event is going to take place over here in the Middle East, where we can see that the Kurdistan country was able to gain some more support. Of course, they can't go up north because, well, Turkey would smash them. But in Iraq, they still have support in all of these regions. And so, after fighting with the Iraqis for a while, we can see that they were able to gain all of these parts of Iraq now. The country of Kurdistan is expanding. This, of course, is a huge threat for Turkey, but they're not going to be doing anything right now. There is another event that takes place over here in Asia, where we can see that basically a massive rebellion starts over here in Xinjiang, and these guys were able to gain a lot of ground. China right now is pretty much worried, and it takes them a while, but eventually they were able to defeat these guys and they were able to reclaim all of these lands. But China does its investigation and they find out that Kazakhstan was indirectly supporting these guys to rebel against the Chinese government. This was pretty much unacceptable to the Chinese, and so after finding that out, we can see that the Chinese declare war on Kazakhstan. I mean, they have a solid reason to do this too, and things are not looking good for Kazakhstan. So let's see. We can see that the Chinese are now pushing into Kazakhstan. The Kazakh military is unable to push these guys back. These guys are making a spearhead. Their eventual goal is to get to the capital city. Unfortunately for Kazakhstan, no one is coming to their support. These guys eventually get to the capital city of Astana and they take control of the capital city. The Chinese, they did not want to take all of Kazakhstan. They might just demand some parts of it. So because of that, the remaining parts of Kazakhstan surrender. And in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of the eastern parts of Kazakhstan were completely annexed by the Chinese. But because of this war with Kazakhstan, we can see that the relations between the Chinese and the Russians have soured. I mean, already when the Chinese invaded Mongolia, their relations with Russia were cut off. And after this war with Kazakhstan, a major Russian ally, their relations are really going down. So yeah, that was the war here. We can see that because of this war with Kazakhstan, the Russians are now going to start their own alliance. Let's take a look at it on the alliance map. Oh, I need to definitely update these borders. So yeah, Russia starts an alliance, and then we can see that countries start to join this alliance. Those countries are Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, as well as Tajikistan. Once again, the name of this alliance will be picked from the comment section. The remaining parts of Ukraine also join this alliance, even though there is a puppet government, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we're done with all of those. Once again, over here in Eastern Europe, we can see that there were ongoing tensions between Turkey and Greece. Well, Turkey had really expanded down south, so they're now strong, and yeah, the their relations with Greece were really not good. Both these countries have claims over the Aegean Islands. Situation gets worse, and eventually we can see that Turkey now declares war on Greece, and things might not be looking too good for the Greeks. But yeah, let's see. We can see that the Turks now push into Greece, and pretty much the Greeks are unable to push these guys back as they're overwhelmed by the Turk numbers. We can see that the Turkish Navy also comes into action as they land on these Aegean Islands and they take control. This is happening because it was a surprise attack from Turkey. The Turks continue their push into Greece, taking city after city. Eventually we can see that they take control of Thessaloniki, and they still continue their push. The Turkish Navy comes into action again as they were able to somehow take control of Crete. Greece is losing this war. More and more troops arrive on the front lines from Turkey, and with the arrival of this new army, the Greeks are really getting pushed back now. Eventually we can see that they lose their capital city of Athens. After this chaos, we can see that the remaining parts of Greece surrender. There was no hope of winning this war, and in a peace negotiation we can see that all of these parts of Greece were completely annexed. The remaining parts of Greece are now a vassal state to Turkey. Turkey now also has control of Crete as well as these Aegean Islands. I just want to call it the Ottoman Empire, but some people might not like it. Turkey won this war, but because of this Turkish expansion, some countries over here in the Balkans are really worried. They're worried for their own existence, and the Turks also send their military down into Cyprus, and eventually the Turks take control of Cyprus. Now northern Cyprus has the entirety of Cyprus. Things are going great for the Turks right now, but that might change in the future. And now we're going to be looking at more countries which are going to be joining these alliances. We can see that over here in Europe, some more countries are going to join this alliance. These countries include Portugal, Ireland, as well as Sweden. And over here in the Americas, we can see that Panama joins the CUM alliance, so does Costa Rica. The Gulf Defense Alliance also expands, as we can see that a non-Gulf country joins. This country is Egypt. We can see that Jordan also joins this alliance, and at the very end Palestine joins in. I seriously need to update this map. And over here in the east, we can see that Thailand joins the EPDA. We can see that these island nations also join in, and at the very end we can see that Turkmenistan joins the Russian alliance. So yeah, this is all for the alliance map. I guess these are all the events that happened in today's video. I'm gonna update the alliance map. But guys, at the very end of this video, I want to mention another thing. Today it's the 1-year anniversary of our channel. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have shown. I had published my first video on 14th of December 2023, and on this 14th there is going to be a special video which is going to come out in celebration of our 1-year anniversary. But yeah, thank you for all the support that you guys have shown. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me what you guys want to see in the future. And thank you for watching.